Here comes the Hitman.
Oh yeah, the excellence of execution.
The following contest is a submission match. Making his way to the ring from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds.
I gotta say, guys, it is an absolute honor to be here ringside to call a match featuring the excellence of execution.
How funny it is to hear you change your tune, Saxton. You've been complaining about the Hitman's attitude recently, and I think it's ridiculous. The only thing you've ever excelled at is being subpar.
I have the utmost respect for Bret Hart, but I don't appreciate the fact that he seems to not believe that people still respect him the way they have over the last 10 years.
Did you ever think you'd see the day that Ric Flair was in WWE?
It is a surreal event, and it's happening right before our very eyes.
And his opponent, from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
I can't believe what it must be like to live the lifestyle of Ric Flair.
We can only imagine. That's as good as it's gonna get. But we do have the pleasure of watching the man himself walk that aisle, do what he does best, and maybe if you're lucky, we'll get an invite to the after party at the Penthouse downtown.
This should be an incredible matchup. I mean, both men have extensive offensive repertoires, lasting endurance, and an insatiable appetite to be number one.
And he's a proud guy. That title may not be on the line here, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to win this match. What a strike.
Stomp.
Good grief.
Oh, nasty impact.
You gotta believe this one's over. In a submission match, the name of the game is to make your opponent tap out from a submission move. There have been so many submission specialists throughout the history of this great business. Bret Hitman Hart, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, William Regal, and Daniel Bryan are a few who come to mind. And on the women's side, I think about Alundra Blaze, Natalya, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and the boss, Sasha Banks.
Corey, earlier you spoke about a submission match, and one thing I'd like to point out is that a submission match is not necessarily the same as an I Quit match. The key difference is that a submission match requires the use of a submission maneuver. In an I Quit match, victory can be achieved by bringing...
Big move coming! Wait for it! This might not have been a wise move for him here, Michael.
Whoa, he works his way out.
A bit of a Houdini job right there. The WWE Universe witnessed a classic submission match at 2016's Extreme Rules event. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, defended her Women's Championship against Natalya. The one thing I thought was unfair about the match is that there was a ban against the Nature Boy Ric Flair being at ringside. If Flair appeared, Charlotte would lose.
Ric Flair is getting ready here.
Is he done? Corey spoke of this. He breaks out.
He's not done just yet, Michael.
Escapes trouble there.
The Hitman in some trouble here. But he's very aware of who he's in there with and what he has to do to rebound.
I know it's early, but he has to do everything in his power not to let this get out of hand.
Drop down.
Bret Hart's known as the excellence of execution, and that says it all right there. This man has an unmatched ring awareness and is smooth as silk as he picks his opponents apart.
This might be it. Oh, my. Harsh imp. Here he goes.
I don't think he's got it completely.
He fights his way free.
But how much energy did he exhaust fighting his way out?
Bret Hart's rivalries with the likes of Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, He might have it.
There's no way he's giving up now.
Whoa, he gets out of it.
He's at another level right now, Michael.
Ooh, just dropped.
A quick reversal by Ric Flair.
When we talk about submission matches, we have to speak about one that, in many people's eyes, set the standard. It was WrestleMania 13. Bret the Hitman Hart was in a heated rivalry with a brash star on the rise named Stone Cold Steve Austin. This match started like no other submission match, with the two superstars battling in the crowd and attempting to use ring steps as a weapon.
And Bret Hart slips out of harm's way. So quick. Byron, you mentioned the submission match between Bret Hart and Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. The rivalry between the Hitman and Stone Cold was so intense that WWE had no choice but to appoint mixed martial arts champion Ken Shamrock as the special guest referee. The Hitman didn't waste any time focusing his assault on Austin's injured knee.
Steve Austin was busted open, and in the ringside area, it looked like a tornado went through. Once locked in the sharpshooter, Austin refused to give up. Stone Cold passed out due to the excruciating pain, which was considered a submission, giving the Hitman the victory. If it's not the greatest match of all time, it's certainly in the discussion.
One of the things a superstar who's competing in a submission match has to be careful of is if they have an injury or have been injured in the past and people know about it. You can bet in a submission match that your opponent is going to target that body part immediately. It's like having a giant bullseye on an arm, leg, ankle, or shoulder.
Byron, you brought up that a submission match can be especially dangerous for a competitor who's injured or had a known injury. I think that's why it's just as important as submission match to be able to reverse the submission move from an opponent as it is to apply a submission maneuver to an opponent. If a superstar can't reverse an opponent's submission, then they're certainly going to be in trouble.
Some superstars have more than one submission at their disposal, and it becomes a pick-your-poison scenario for their opponent. It also depends on the match. Some submission matches are based on winning via a submission move, and others involve a competitor having to use the specific submission they've chosen. If history's shown us anything when it comes to Bret Hart, it's that an opponent doesn't want to try to match technical skill with the man called the excellence of execution.
And Bret Hart slips out of harm's way. So quick. Corey, you brought something up earlier, and it needs to be emphasized. The superstar does not want to try and outmaneuver the Hitman. Bret Hart knows where he is in the ring at all times.
So if I had a match against Bret Hart, I wouldn't put things like go hold for hold or try to match grapples with him on the top of my list of things to do. In fact, I wouldn't even consider such things against the Hitman.
Not sure Ric Flair should be playing to the crowd right here, but try telling him that. The WWE Universe witnessed a classic submission match at 2016's Extreme Rules event. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, defended her women's championship against Natalya. The one thing I thought was unfair about the match is that there was a ban against the Nature Boy Ric Flair being at ringside. If Flair appeared, Charlotte would lose the match and her women's crown.
Oh no, Ric Flair still dazed.
And no luck against Flair there.
Are you surprised?
And no luck against Flair Flair there.
Are you surprised?
Vicious strike. Ooh, what impact.
Stomping away.
Over and over.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
There he goes, crashing to the floor. Back in from the floor.
And no luck against Flair there.
Are you surprised?
Comes up big with the reversal. He's looking at it.
Ooh-wee. Now it's time to capitalize.
He's got the sharpshooter. This one's over, guys. How in the world is Flair going to remain alive? Yes! Unreal performance.
Let's take another look at these guys getting after it.
And so it goes.
Here is your winner, Bret, the Hitman, Hart.
Bret Hart picks up the victory here tonight.
That's the kind of win that makes you feel good about yourself.
Guys, I have to say, that was an amazing match.